Hello.
Hello, hello.
I woke up 50 minutes ago, so I think so. Yeah.
Wow, I've been up and went to church and got home, had lunch and all this, and your day's just beginning, huh? That's you West Coasters. I have to say this is much more relaxing than having to play Skittles last night. So um, watching these two go at it and not having to worry about who wins or loses, that's going to be quite enjoyable. Ooh, Nova Scotia.
You want to go first, Blue?
Well, I'll say that both these lineups did pretty well last week. Um, both lineups went 4-3, so what's kind of surprising, Mage is kind of a weird spot, I think, because it's not very flexible, so that doesn't always translate well to THL. But it's a good tournament deck, and it's seen some success recently, like in Arlington. So, and in Itachi's hands, any deck is dangerous. So he's obviously got a plan for it. Um, so I don't know if that's to keep aggro at bay, or he just feels like this is jam. But that um, very even because they brought three of the same decks. I don't think we'll see Paladin and Mage get banned and get a mirror. But out of Druid, Hunter, and Rogue, I'm not sure which one's the right ban here because they're all very dangerous. Um, yeah, I'll be interested to see which way they go.
Yeah, I apologize to the viewers because I'm new at doing the stream up thing. I forgot to unmute myself. So there goes my Hall of Fame ticket. All right.
Oh, well, you're in now. The pressure's off.
The pressure's off. That's right.
They can't kick you out, can they? Sorry, you had echo on that stream. You're out of here, buddy. I think
You just stay in the hall. You don't get into the fame part of it. So
I think you get points for being the one willing to opt the Sunday stream. So I think we can't be too picky.
yeah, beggars
We've
can't
got
be
more
choosers.
reliable
kind of deal.
Saku. We're glad to have you.
Just laughing at myself, so it's fine. Just waiting for Itachi to kind of pop online to figure out what the bans are going to be, because Based is online, but waiting for Mr. Itachi.
I will say last week, Hunter was the most banned class, so I wouldn't be shocked to see a double Hunter ban here.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think, Druid and Rogue are very popular ban targets. So we'll see.
Diamond?
I mean, Hunter has so many decks right now, right? Like these viable ones. You have the Reno Hunter, or the Highlander Hunter, sorry. You have the Dragon Hunter. What else do you have? The Dragon Hunter. Face Hunter, I guess. There's just too many, I guess, so that's why it gets banned. And I think Itachi could ban the Hunter because he has Mage. And Mage is not that good against Hunter, typically. Like, at least Highlander Mage isn't in my experience.
Sounds good. Sorry, just typing some information to Based. So, how are they doing? I'm trying to remember what their team totals are doing right now. Just bring that up.
It's 8-1/4 in inches. If Itachi wins this, I think they clinch the week.
They clinch? Okay, cool.
So it's up to Base to try to swing it in their favor. So it's a good match.
Yeah, and the Galakronies are really fighting for playoff position. So they're essentially in 5th place right now because ATL has more points, but ATL played one more match. So they're basically right on the edge of being in the playoffs. They would just have to pass one more team. So they'd really love to come back and have a strong week, but that's easier said than done against the number 1 team in gold.
Yeah.
4th and inches, looking strong.
Trying to see who else was on 4th and inches, but they got a pretty solid crew. So
They got
not say Galakronies don't either, because Ghost and Sage in the 4 and 5 seed are pretty scary.
Yeah, and
like
by PR, those 2 matches haven't been played yet, and they would actually be potentially favored in them. So if Base can pull the upset, I have to always call it upset anytime they beat somebody like Itachi, because he's just top notch.
Yep.
So if with that win, this whole series could swing around.
Galakronies can be on the march back up.
I mean, if 4th and inches gets a big win this week, I think they're pretty much clinched for playoffs. Like, not like 100%, but they're pretty much locked in. And they kind of are now, right? Like, what's the difference between 1st and 2nd? 12 points?
Well, 2 points, but I think we'd all be shocked if either 4th and inches or Dead Legend didn't make the playoffs. I think most people have them kind of penciled in as the top 2 team.
Yeah.
Still waiting for Itachi to get online. Dude, what are you doing, man? You're 3 minutes late for your match. The clock's ticking. See ya.
He's on Chicago time. You know.
Gonna say we'll have our first. Wouldn't be our first DQ on stream. So, not that Itachi would ever do that. Just kidding.
2 minutes till that good old email. Like, hey, where are you?
Yep. So, I guess we can start talking about the other matches that are going on in Legacy Gold right now.
Sure.
So we got Asa Dude and the Wet Woman. That one closed out. I think last night. Was it last night? Yeah, Shiny Pants and Matty Ebbs was supposed to be the stream, and Matty Ebbs came in with a big 3-0 win for him. So they are 13 and they beat Asa Dude 13-11. Then we got ATL versus Pod People. Still got a few games to play there, but their Pod People are currently up 8-3. Then we're doing the feature match today of the 4th and inches Galacronia at 8-1. Then we got Serenite Pain Gang and versus the Misfits. So they're only Serenite Pain Gang is only down by a point with only 2 people playing so far. So and that pretty much finishes off the lovely Gold Conference. And just double check to see if Itachi got online. There he is. So
Woohoo.
He's browsing his collection, so he's getting ready. So I'll just roll over the red conference real quick here for Legacy.
Nice.
Good luck, Albatrosses are a 0-0 tie right now.
They're too good.
They're not going to lose that match, I don't think. So we got Hot Zilfs versus Dirty Mike and the Boys. That series is all finished up at 15-12 for Hot Zilfs. Toxic Reinforcements lost to the Stubs 12-17.
We don't talk about that one. Let's keep going.
Yep. And oh yeah, are you the captain there? No.
No, that's another time.
So we have Bai, which is a well-liked team, versus not YJs. I almost couldn't say that. They got one more 1-seed match that's going to take place today. Bai is currently losing by 1 point, 10-11. And then we got Just Rogue Things versus Team Anoyo team. I always forget to add the team on the end. So 8-1 for Just Rogue Things over Team Anoya team so far. That about closes out our update for our Legacy series.
Well, going back to our matchup today, what's kind of interesting about these two teams that Itachi and Based Inc. represent is that they're the only two teams in gold that 3 out of 5 people brought Mage. So there's a lot of belief in Mage on both sides. I wonder if that'll factor into it because if you're on a team where 3 other people brought Mage, you probably know a lot about why they decided to do that. So does that maybe help when you go into a match against a mage? You know what to play around and what to expect from the other side.
Yeah, Diamond, do you got anything to add to that?
I think, yeah, it's because it could be also the amount of mage brought during Arlington. People really like mage. I personally really like mage too, especially with the adventure cards. I don't know how good Amazing Reno is. Like sometimes he's really good for me, and sometimes he pyroblasts me in the face. But the battle cry is really good, and that's what I like.
Yeah, I don't know. I was in a qualifier yesterday, and the first opponent brought Shaman, and I 2-0'd him, and the next person brought Mage, and I 2-0'd them, and I was thinking, why'd you even bring these decks? But
Just so you get 2-0, man. It's
yeah, it's like thanks. Do that next week too,
free
But
wins.
then I
Qualifier
lost the next
boosted.
round, so I had to play against something besides Mage and Shaman, and I couldn't win. But oh well.
Didn't JR bring a shaman on Saturday or Friday?
Sounds familiar.
I think he won with his shaman, and everyone was like, "Oh, JR brought shaman," and then he won, and I was like, "Oh, I don't." Saku, do you know about that? The shaman?
Sorry, say that again. Sorry.
JR's shaman.
Oh, J.R. Shaman. Yeah, he ended up pulling through at the end. The percentage that Big Ted and I figured out was he had like a 38% chance to win, and he ended up getting through with the. I'm trying to remember what it was. God, I can't remember the card now. One that sucks the blood out of your opponent. The mosquito.
Oh yeah, the life drinker.
Yeah, life drinker. There we go. So, that was probably the clutch when he did the shutter walk and didn't even have a Galakron to activate. So because he didn't have the card in his hand, so shutter walk pulled out the win. So, all right. So it's the bans just came in, so they banned both hunters, which is pretty much what we expected. And they are almost ready to go, so just waiting on me. Alright, so okay, I'm gonna get the players to start. So the first one we're gonna spectate is basedinc, I should call it, and then Itachi's gonna be on top there. So I'll get the players to start going in 2 seconds. Okay. Waiting for base to get the spectate on. You guys have both players, right?
Yep.
Cool. Please hold the line. Our players will join us shortly. Eventually.
Well, we need to have like those NBA arena kind of introductions for the players. You know,
Yeah.
they should build that into Hearthstone. Let the people from Ragastan's Rumble come out and introduce the players.
It's
But
like in the left corner and the right corner.
yeah,
Yeah, so
We need to
Based
hire
hasn't.
Bruce Buffer for THL. Just like introduce the players.
No, Based is unable to invite right now. So we might just click on Itachi for right now. So they'll be at the bottom of the screen. So it's not going to represent the actual players just yet.
Tachi with the rogue, based with the paladin. Very interesting. Don't know what paladin it is though. That's spicy.
yeah, but usually you don't want to run into a rogue with your paladin, so that could be trouble.
Must act now.
Uh oh. Base. Okay. Christology? Okay. So Tachi can pray. Oh, seal face.
He wants to get that invoke out of the way here.
Yeah.
And also get a lackey. He's probably looking ahead towards turn 5 or 6, or 6 or 7 to play that Togwaggle.
That sounds good.
Now we should find out about Based's Paladin. Are we looking at a Holy Wrath or a mech? Is it going to be a big mech turn, or it's Holy Wrath? We might see some
Which path to
stall.
choose?
Maybe just a hero power.
Oh, hovering a card. Play the card.
If you're mech, this is where you want to put down a Galvanizer and get a big board.
Mm-hmm.
Which path to choose?
Definitely a lot of thought going into this turn.
Yep.
And we're in the dark. We can't see.
Can't see.
Blood Mage. It looks like a Holy Wrath build to me.
So praise dagger is pretty good to keep those Galakron things going. Maybe a ethereal lackey. Alright.
Yeah, I could see taking it out with the dagger and pushing a little damage to face. Oh, but now these are some pretty good lackeys.
Togwaggle scheme. Okay.
Yeah, I don't think you ever want to play that against Holy Wrath, because if the game goes that long, you're just dead. So he goes for the card draw there.
Nice. Good old Cobalt lackey. A little bit of board.
Yeah, some early pressure there. He knows he can make more lackeys. Got 2 more invokes in hand.
Can you guys see base hand at all, or?
Not yet.
Okay. Oh, there's the one.
So our viewers, I've switched around the players on screen, so it should be correct now. So we have Itachi on the bottom and Based on top. Just waiting to see if we can get basic things to get the spectate going.
That's the third.
Which probably won't happen until after they've been well, basically after the first match is going to happen. So
Now we won't know when the Shrival is in hand until Itachi knows.
yeah.
No, Itachi's got a bunch of those invokes off.
What would
Base
Uther do?
plays any minions, they can get seal faded potentially. Have 4 invokes, fully invoke Galakron in the deck. but Tog on 6 seems pretty good, if you ask me.
What would Uther do?
You have to really wonder when to start clearing here as the paladin. Looks like it's going to be a heal turn. It's a pretty light board, so you just can't get too low. 6 damage is going to take a while to kill you, but...
Especially when you just healed for 8, so...
Right. This board's pretty susceptible to a pyro, too, but we don't know if she has it.
Can clear the Kangar without damaging it, like giving it the life steal with backstab seal fate potentially and daggering it up. Maybe playing the shield.
I will act as your
Okay.
scapegoat.
Off the cobalt.
Gonna give him the 2 health.
Job's done.
Second ordering by Itachi. And the max damage.
Yeah, it's a good point, because if you did too much damage, that Kankar might have healed for a little extra.
So if base does not clear the Lackey this turn, Itachi has a very nicely lined up Togwaggle. So could be some sort of clear this turn, perhaps.
There is the pyro.
There's Histology, so now the Lackey is dead.
I would expect to see another spell. Well, that's going to be a full clear. Very nice. Very
Good
clean.
clear. Oh, don't want to put hard.
And the Elven Archer.
The old 1 point to the face.
Galakronies.
Is in the building.
Hand.
And you've already invoked 4 times, so you don't have to seal fate this turn. Makes a board. Tog in the wings, maybe. Galakron in the wings. This is going to get really interesting.
I think Itachi will go with the Galakron maybe, because to draw 4 for 0 happens this turn, and he has enough hand space if he plays it.
What would Uther do?
Yeah, it's definitely set up for that.
Itachi can always try to go for the Tog on 10 if he needs to. Lackeys, yes, Lackey, Tog, and then play Wander Crown. I'm not sure, Blue, which one's better in this matchup against Holy Wrath.
Which path
Well,
to
I think you go
choose?
wand for sure, because you've got to be fast. So you want just as many 0 cost cards as you can, because you have to fight through the clears.
Act now.
I think that's part of why Itachi made a board, was to make Ace have to react. But it wasn't enough to inspire a clear, so now... Well, the Lackey survived. I'm thinking about Tog, but Itachi says, nope, it's time to go all in with the Galakron, so here we go.
So if you're based, you're probably thinking Leroy might be 0, but ooh, Edwin. But it's 5 cost, so you can't like deal 18 for 6 with just Shadow Step Leroy. But
Really big decision, though, here, how much to commit. Like, you're pushing at least 9, depending if you decide to trade with the Lackey or not.
How big is that drag?
I think Snip Snap's a good play, because that's going to leave something behind.
Yep.
The question is, well, I guess you can only do the one. The question is, do you commit the Edwin or not? Because you're already forcing a clear, so maybe you just keep the Edwin, and that's what Itachi decides to do.
So wouldn't Ziliax the Snip Snap at all?
No, because I mean, you're expecting a clear, so
True.
you're just not going to do anything, but you can attach it to one of the 1/1s that's likely to survive.
Itachi might have some sort of lethal turn, unless
What
because he has
would
Leroy
Uther
and
do?
Kobold in hand. So, gotta see what Based comes up with here. Needs to clear and yeah.
Yeah, 13 in hand, so depending on what happens with that weapon, this is a dangerous turn.
Have you seen much candle breath in Rogue?
Oh, that was discovered from the Hero Lackey.
Oh, okay, I was gonna say.
Yeah, it's not one you'd expect to include.
I see people starting to standardize now against like quest hunter and stuff, but
I want to say it's really cool that Paladin can do that, go immune, and then hit with the weapon and pick up 2 extra health points without taking any damage. That's
yeah.
something you notice the Holy Wrath doing that is very envious.
Worker.
Well,
That's interesting. Oh,
there's
is he gonna make based mill? Okay. Base is at 10 cards, potentially milling something important. Four, 11,
So much damage in this hand.
13.
9 cards, so doesn't have to use one.
I think the Chevalier at 10 mana right now, if I did my math correctly.
My hand is full.
Oh, there's the cycle gone.
yeah. I was trying to do a clip, see if Shavala got milled.
He's just ready. Just.
Which path to choose?
Wonder what's in base hand.
Do you like to play with fire?
Okay. So how much is
So
it?
we just get the 1 taunt, right?
Yes, but I think
Reporting for duty.
Itachi.
Yeah, that's exactly. Even without the 2/3, so we got 2 more, and that's a mech, so could be Ziliax on that. So we're like, I think Itachi had 20 damage available.
Itachi does not have time for me yet. He's trying to quickly go, and I respect that.
Right. Bad draw for Paladin. That's Rogue wins 2 out of 3 there. So
Yeah.
goodbye to Holy Wrath. Sorry. Let me get my head into the conquest game here. So
Yeah,
Holy
this
Wrath
is
still needs a win. That's what I should say.
Yep. So it's goodbye
Rogue
to
is
Rogue.
through.
Yep.
So now what? What does Itachi have left now? Druid.
He's got Mage and Druid left to go.
Okay.
So I think he might come out with Mage right now. And try and close out with whatever Druid he's got in Biggin or Quest or Taunt. Or no, Wall Druid, if he comes out with a Wall Druid, which I doubt. Nope, coming out with Druid right now.
Okay, Druid versus Rogue.
Class is in
Base trying to
session.
get that win. Oh, it's in Biggin. Come on, let's get that Breath of Dreams, Itachi. Do the game plan. Do the game strategy.
Interesting. Tachi must have been banking on base changing decks because you really don't want to bring in Biggin into that Holy Wrath Paladin, so it worked out. Interesting. Itachi holding those in Biggin so far.
Okay.
1 in Biggin.
Job done.
2 in Biggin.
Both. Alright, he's all in now. Probably encouraged that base didn't have a strong turn 1 play.
Mm-hmm. So basedinc is still having spectate issues, so apologize for the lack of the view of the cards, and I didn't switch the.
Well, we know it's Galakronies. At this point, we just don't know if it's Highlander or the more traditional build.
Yeah. Look at that. 6 mana, 8/7. I like to see it, but not if you're base. But
On wings of evil.
wow. There's the injured Tovir on curve.
So
Now, Yeah, do you develop the board or do you just take out the 2-1? I think developing at 6-10 looks awful juicy. He's going to be 6-7.
Yeah.
But how does the road get past it? You can't seal a fade it because it's injured, so it's a really nice card.
Itachi's got a good curve. Oasis here to clear the board. Oasis on 6 or the big top 4-8. So it's gonna be interesting from base side. Has to start making stuff because Itachi's just gonna keep playing stuff.
This matchup is still Druid favored, but it isn't as lopsided as it used to be, because Rogues can tech some cards in to make the Druid matchup a little bit better.
Okay.
Got the clear.
Ooh, Frizz.
Nice play by Itachi, because you don't want to do too much face tanking as a rogue. Luckily, the rush minion's available to take out that 5-1.
And Conf.
And the lackey.
Alright, so
That's 2 invokes, so
it's
starting to make some progress.
Okay. Rogue cannot deal with that with spells. It cannot be targeted.
Interesting, though, to choosing not to develop the Frizz.
Maybe because he knows the only things I can clear it are like either minion or face damage, or maybe a flick. But I don't think this will get flicked. There's much scarier. Oh! Wow. That's like the perfect lackey. Or the dragon, the chronic lackey.
That's a good dragon pickup right there.
I think
But there's an answer.
evasive limit to
I'll see your evasive worm and raise you an evasive worm.
An unbuffed one, though. No. So basedinc is having some spectate issues, and it would end up, they would end up having to restart Hearthstone. I just told her told them to focus on the game. So
Yeah. Okay, so is it first time?
Well, I'm looking at that swipe as a clear.
How curious.
But I'm not sure that it really works out. I think you end up taking the 1-1 out with the hero power anyway. So we go into the face, or are we taking out the 7-5? And it looks like he's heading for the face.
Itachi setting up lethal for himself.
Yeah, because swipe would be lethal, so that seems like a pretty good way to go, because that 1-1's not going to stop much. And that's if he doesn't trade with the 7-5. I think base needs to trade to stay alive, so
Backstab would be
So
really good here.
many
Get rid of that
options.
frizz.
yeah, because that is the bigger threat. That's half your life total with those 9. That 9 damage heading your way. There it
Yeah.
is. You called it. Diamond can read the hidden cards.
Oh, lackey time. Perhaps a big Edwin? I hope so.
Even a rush is good here.
Oh, can
Oh, why
base
is he pointing at that one?
can
I
base
thought the
kill?
7-5 would be going there.
He might have
So
like a vis almost
Too
lackey.
soon.
Now he might be able to double trade.
2 damage in a vis would do it.
Yeah.
Then you could even think about not trading the 5-3, although that's really risky.
Oh wait, oh he's tanking it.
It's gonna face tank it. Wow.
It's
And the 7-5's heading south. Rogue's doing rogue things, people.
using face appropriately when needed, I guess.
Desperate times. It's unfavor for the rogue, so time to go for it, I guess.
When rogue can't go face, use own face.
Simple math, eh?
So many
Yeah.
contradictions.
Alright, so what can Itachi do here?
He's
Wait,
got the buffed Explorer, 812. That's going to take some getting through, although it's vulnerable to sap, and we haven't seen one yet. Could also do some kind of swipe play and take out some of this board, as well as play the Tolvir.
okay, you could play the unbuff one and maybe
Sands
have
of time
cheaper
run
dragon
low.
just to play it. But
So many contradictions.
He's going to go with that, so he has the... But the Marsh Drake doesn't really work too well right now. So he goes for the big dragon, goes ahead and takes out the 1/1.
that dragon will not be able to tap. So let's see.
Well, if that one gets sapped, then you play the bigger one.
Oh,
Well, yeah, so the swipe, I know why he saved swipe, because he's thinking he might have lethal, but he wasn't able to kill the lackey this way. It probably doesn't matter, because so much mana.
I mean,
Rogue's going to make a lackey, so...
if a rogue can do
I don't think
something.
it was a mistake. It just...
Oh my!
Wait, oh,
Rogue
look at
pop
that.
off.
0 cost.
Galakron.
Father of Dragons is here.
And sap. Okay.
And the sap is there. There's no weapon, because you only invoke twice, so...
Even though you don't go base things down, potentially a 0 mana Leroy might be lurking in there.
Well, this board is pretty scary. This board is representing lethal. Swipe only takes 6 off the board, and
That's,
Itachi has seen enough.
The rogue doing rogue things coming from behind. So now we're tied 1-1. This is a good series. I like this.
And that is a huge win, because that's an unfavored. And the unfavored are not as important in Conquest as they are in LHS, but they're still pretty important. And getting that rogue through that's a good start towards those 3 wins you need.
So, double rogue wins with a double hunter ban.
I hear rogue is good.
Oh yeah.
Some would say. Some would say. So
We know 2 of the decks, right? Because we know we got the Embiggen Druid still needs a win for Itachi, the Holy Wrath, and then we have the Mage we haven't seen. We suspect that would be Highlander. And we haven't seen the Druid on the other side, if it's Embiggen or something else.
So Itachi's, I don't know if it's the same on your guys' screen, showing that he's,
Visiting the quest log.
yeah.
Itachi's had enough and needs to look what quests he needs to complete to win.
Well, he
Alright,
had
so
the
now-
double and big, and so I don't think he needs much more. There we go.
So base has Pally Druid, and we have Druid Mage left. We could get a Druid Mirror, potentially.
If I were Itachi, I would bring the Mage, because that has a decent matchup against the Holy Wrath, and the Druid is not favored.
Oh, I got it.
Let the games
And he does go with that attack.
Oh, it's Holy Wrath versus the Mage.
Hey. So, to the magic of all users out there, or all the viewers, I should say, Based has enabled spectate, so that's good.
Yay.
Or figured out the spectate bug that she had, or they had, sorry.
Incredible.
Okay. Just draw Dragon and Luna's Itachi and it's game. Oh, good turn 1 play for Based. Oh, Christology on 1.
Yeah. So we got the new card there, the Escape Mana Saber. And that's a pretty cool card, right? Because it comes in stealth, so that's going to be a good potential target for an early Conjurer's Calling. And Mage likes mana, right? So if that Mana Saber gets to attack, could lead to the turn 5 Dragoncaster, right? So things could go nuts here. Is that what you were referring to, Diamond? Getting into that Dragoncaster Power of Creation on like turn 5?
Yeah,
You already do with the coin, but with the Mana Saber, even without the coin, you can do that.
Yeah, I think, especially with like Mana Saber, I've had turns where I'll play Caligos, and then I'll do Mana Saber. It's like, oh, I can play Alex this turn. It's just I really enjoy that card, to be honest. And I think it's really good. Because you don't have just any cards in the deck because you don't have to attack with it, and it serves as a coin basically whenever you want it, and it's like multiple uses if it lives. So it's very nice. Yeah, Mana Saber on point. Especially now that the Dragon Queen's in hand, we could see a turn 5 Dragon Queen power, but we need to be careful of what Based has in hand. But no clears in sight.
Which path to choose?
Have you guys seen Mana Saber out on ladder very well? Very much?
It's in, I think, most of the Highlander decks at least.
Yeah.
I've seen Mage and
Yeah, it's
Hunt.
definitely a great card, so.
Yeah.
Some rogues are running it too.
Oh, here we go. Who's gonna make coins?
Oh, he's
Don't see
gonna
him
put the big threat on the board. I see the reasoning here because you can follow this up with Dragoncaster Power of Creation. This is going to force an answer, and then you hope that the Paladin doesn't have the second answer ready.
I think that's smart by Itachi because base needs to clear because this is 15 damage, and also because if he played power and there was a clear, then Itachi's behind. He doesn't really have
What
a
would
follow up,
Uther do?
because then he would be, yeah, he wouldn't have anything.
I know from experience Itachi is really good about deploying threats to the board and making you respond, so he's done that here pretty well.
What would Uther do?
And clearing a shielded minion with 6 health isn't the easiest thing to do with an empty board.
So what's base looking at here? Zephyrus is not active. Lens.
Drawing for answers, not choosing the timeout.
I must act now.
Figure a timeout would come out with that big 12 damage coming out of the dome.
It's gonna take care of the Mana Saber.
Okay. Oh. I could see Malygos popping down this turn.
I say Reno. Why not?
Reno for 1.
Yep.
I
Max
don't think
efficiency.
Wow.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Malygos?
Might consider other plays. Oh, he is gonna do it.
Wow.
Taking a look out of the Saku playbook. Let's just make a 4-6, people.
I think he heard me. That was pretty funny. Thanks, Itachi, for that funny move, dude.
So we could see a Shrink Ray this turn. So then it's just 2 attack coming in from the Siamat. I like it. What else is based?
I guess it really wasn't any good time for Reno to come down because there's no board to really get rid of it, and it's just a dead 6 mana card in your hand.
Yeah, and you don't want to bring it down when there's like an Acolyte of Pain on the board.
Right.
So
Yeah.
Potential mill target, but I think
yeah, and the biggest thing is the 4 damage representing the rest of lethal. So, and you didn't want to commit Dragon Queen or even Malygos in this situation.
okay, smart by
Reporting for duty.
wasting the clear. But I don't think Itachi's gonna go all in. He's smart with this card. Oh, debating the Kankors. Maybe heal 4.
Yeah, going up to 18 could be relevant here. I'm still a little surprised not hitting into the 4-6, but you've got the Shrink Ray and bodies on board, so maybe you don't need the dagger hit at all.
Yeah. Itachi could just ping the Kankors and then bump the Divine Shield. Maybe with the 6/6. But probably wants to save it actually. Just gonna hit the So Itachi could have potential lethal off of Malagos into the Frostbolt into Ping. Not so lethal out.
Well, one thing about the weapon hit to the face is Itachi's below 25, so you have the Hail Mary Holy Wrath option of just trying to get Shrivala, but you don't do that if you have a better option.
Let's see.
Could be a heal and shrink ray here.
I could see it. I don't think you need a timeout. Yeah, there you go. So Itachi gets 3 damage on board.
Reporting for duty.
Okay. No Luna so far, almost halfway through the deck. Right? Oh no, we're like still early. Power. There you go. There's something behind now. If he does some sort of pyro clear. Has 10 damage.
Yeah, being able to attach that Ziliax to an 05, that could be a way to get out above that 25 health.
Even if one of the 4/5s live. That's pretty good.
Yeah, could heal a full if one of them stays alive.
What would Uther do?
Very awkward. The shielded minion and 2 death rattle minions.
So Based has 10 cards left, so it's a 10% chance could the what's it called? The Holy Wrath?
What
Zephyrus
would
is now active
Uther
as
do?
well. So not sure what else is in the deck.
Well, I think the pyro coming out is really key. So it opens
Oh.
up some options.
Oh, 10% chance.
Gonna go for it.
I must act
Okay,
now.
Rager
Not
is
this
your
time.
turn.
Well,
I think we're. Oh, he's gonna hammer. Hammer, bruh.
wow, really aggressive play here.
Here comes the Ziliax.
9, 12. So we're not looking at lethal here, but we are looking at healing. That's what we were wanting. Not above 25 though.
Counterspell.
I would take counterspell here in a heartbeat.
Yes.
Itachi agrees.
Job done.
Must mean I'm right.
Okay. So Base needs to be careful with the cards they play. Okay. Testing for counterspell.
So is Pyro equality enough here? Need 2 spells, right? So that and timeout. Do we have the mana? I think we could do that, right?
Oh, prismatic.
Oh, drawing.
Shivala.
So just gonna time out this turn apparently.
Okay, there are 5 cards left in the deck. I think you need timeout. We might have some sort of Shivala turn because now the 7th attack can't attack anything, so there's no healing there.
Yeah, and no bodies on board to get anything.
Exactly. So this might.
Not really that good.
Goes for the freeze effect.
Just look
Another
for some.
another dispel.
You know, puzzle box.
Yagua might be interesting, yeah, for
Oh,
sure.
yeah, Itachi. I like that play.
Some flavor.
Right, yeah,
Just the choice a caster would like.
Oh yes. Okay.
Well, so we still haven't seen Shrivala. There's 4 cards left in the deck. It's a 1 out of 4
Yeah, good old 25% play
for
to.
lethal. However, I don't know. I mean, everything dies to Pyro and 2 spells. So you have a clear. Crystology. Does it draw anything? It does.
There.
So I got the 05s. What do you choose
Oh,
here?
restore 5. I did not know that's a card.
Yeah, That's a new one.
Yeah, and it's cheaper than the Holy. Yeah, that one never really caught on when it came out last set.
Is it? It's a classic or basic?
No, it came out. Oh, that was a replacement card. Remember when they came
Yeah.
out with the
Right.
new?
Yep.
That's where
The
I was
new.
like, I've never seen that card, and I'm like,
Yeah.
Perhaps.
yeah, I think it's a base. Wow.
Remember when we lost
Okay,
Mind Blast? We got that instead.
Life and hope.
Kel was very sad. Priest veins everywhere. Wept openly.
Not too bad getting your Sarah in your hand, but the other ones.
Yeah, you're definitely going to get that going. Although with 9 cards, now we got to think about making some space for the Ysera card. You got a Ray of Frost you could utilize. Question
Itachi
is,
trying to set up lethal.
Yeah, get that matriarch out of my hand, I think.
oh, he's going to burn a card this way.
Okay, we have a Shirvala. Is there a way to draw? And we have 2 baleful.
It's time to test your metal.
Split your soul apart.
Going up to
It's
21,
time to test your
28. Looking pretty safe at the moment.
Gonna play it.
It's time to test your metal.
We're going red. Roll up.
All the way up to 30.
What? It might be puzzle box time. That
12 to face, or you throw the puzzle box out first and hopefully you
I
get.
think I think you attack first because puzzle box could clear everything.
You could dragon. You can dragon and make that puzzle box 0.
No.
Dragon caster. Yeah.
What spells does Itachi have? Maybe a Frost Nova he's looking for?
We haven't seen Flame Strike. It's not enough though.
Okay,
So what is he looking for? Frost Nova.
Freeze, yeah.
So I think Itachi's
Awaken, my children.
to some sort of Poliwrath thing. 'Cause,
3 cards in the deck. I don't think there's a guarantee.
so
If he doesn't draw the Shirvala that's in the deck, it's a 50-50 though.
No, he doesn't.
Okay.
So
he can add one in though with Baleful to increase his.
Oh,
I
then
think
it makes
it's
it makes it a 67%,
it-
right?
one equality, and I think one the Shirvala. So let's see what's happening. Oh, he might just be Shrink Ray Consecrate this turn. Just to guarantee a next turn.
Yeah. But who knows what puzzle box might hold?
I think Itachi was waiting now on the puzzle block, but I think it's probably.
Ready
I think he
for a
played-
show.
oh, he's coming puzzle box.
Okay.
Yeah.
It
He
is
needs some life.
Dark Possession. That's not how you want to start off your turn.
Oh, we went the wrong way. And we drew a card.
No.
We're gonna be burning cards here soon.
Series one on a 1/1. Shadow
Perfect.
Madness.
My hand is
Uh
full.
oh.
Goodbye, Caligos.
Oh wait. Oh, that's it. Wait, no, that means.
Wow.
Wait, that means the Sathvar still goes back as the 9/9. Well. Dream.
Oh, Conjurers. He gets to keep it. He's got Rush, but not Charge.
I didn't realize there was something more difficult. What's the 9
I'm
to
almost
face?
out of cards.
Fantastic game.
That was folly.
Yeah, I don't think he meant to return the Shirvala
Yeah.
so it can come out and heal for 7 instead of 1. He'd probably would like to have that part of it back.
I don't think he wanted to put Zephyrus back though.
But all things equal, that wasn't a bad puzzle box. It could have been a lot worse than that.
Mhm.
He did mill some. good cards, but it's pretty good.
Yeah.
So now
So
Based can heal
one
up.
card in the deck.
It's time to test your metal. It's time to test your metal.
So I think basically just put in 2 Chevaliers and just chill.
Let's stash that away.
Going wide.
We hunger for vengeance.
Playing it safe. This Malagos.
Is it a problem to play the Thalnos though? Because now Itachi can make
Act now.
base draw both of the remaining cards. But I guess it doesn't really matter because she's able to shuffle next turn.
And then he just wait.
Oh, does Alex change anything? Probably not. Too expensive, right? Only 7 damage on board.
I don't know what Itachi can do. Maybe because he's dead.
He's definitely dead next turn for sure.
Can conjure a Shrivala, but I don't think it makes any difference because
It'll just I want to just summon another Shivala. Because 25 cost. He needs to like.
yeah, you may be right. I have no idea what that does.
So.
No one sent me to Castro school to find these answers.
Oh no. That's not what we wanted to.
Oh,
What was that first?
with 3 mana though.
Or 1. Because.
Yeah, well, this 1 for the spell, right? So what can you do with that?
You know, now it's 2. Healing or betrayal. Wait.
Betrayal.
Okay.
Throws 1, and the other one dies.
I'm out of cards.
From.
Wow.
Alright.
Yeah.
Let's stash that away.
Wow.
Holy Wrath doing the Holy Wrath thing.
What a series. Another unfavorable.
I'm out of cards.
Well, this was pretty close to a 50-50. This could easily go either way, so tightly contested matchup.
Unfortunately, Itachi couldn't do the mage things of Luna, Pocket Galaxy, Caligos.
Yeah, he lost some big cards that would have got low cost mana for him. So
He hung in there though. For like how many turns he that he could have just died on board. He did as well as he could. So props to Itachi that game. Really played, especially that Shadow Madness turn. Like I probably would not have played as well as he was, especially with the rope burning.
Yeah, it was a good catch to do the Conjurer's Calling, so it didn't go back.
Yeah.
It's a good try. You live by the mage, you die by the mage, and the mage has still got to get a win.
So we have
And-
a druid versus a mage, and
So we have a druid and a mage versus a druid we haven't seen yet.
Hmm.
We don't know what kind of
So-
druid it is.
Do you think mage is better into the druid, or do you just try to go into a mirror or potentially favorable? I think.
Well, see, if you're a mage, you hope that basedinc brought Quest Druid, because that's your best matchup against all the druids. It's pretty even against Token and Embiggen, and is favored versus Quest. As far as your druid, you're hoping, again, it's Quest Druid. You really don't want to see Token, because you don't want to run Embiggen into Token. So we're going to find out, but it's going to matter.
Oh, I've been disconnected.
yeah, they had to restart. So something, either Itachi had dropped his connection with basedinc. Something happened.
Oh, don't worry, we're back in there.
Alright, it is Embiggen Druid. So if Mage can get past it, then we'll see a mirror for Game 5. But it's another 51-49 kind of matchup, so it's anybody's game here. Embiggen versus Highlander Mage.
Okay, so we're all fixed up on stream.
Quest.
Wow, double zeros
Wait,
again.
what? Oh no, sorry, it's not Quest.
Well
It's
played.
It's the other one. I heard. I was tapped down. I just heard the clink. I was like, oh, it's Quest.
Yep,
No, it's the
the quest for Embiggen. That's what it is.
strength in numbers.
Oh no, I don't know if Itachi.
Strength in numbers,
To
Druid.
witness this.
Yeah.
Reno is in the house.
La
We had double and bacon into breath.
Keep that
Oh,
rolling
no.
fireball. I would think that would be the best one.
Or
Well,
freeze.
Cone of Cold.
Potentially.
Yeah.
Cone's gonna maybe save you from some safe damage. Install one more turn. You got some big minions. You might not be able to kill very many of them with that fireball. You might even have a taunt with 10 health, so I can see why he might go with the freeze over the rolling fireball.
Especially if you play someone that can be targeted, he can, and he positioning for base, he can freeze stuff. So that's something to consider.
Mm.
But
Right.
based is doing the thing. Like, pretty well.
Doing what Embiggen Druid is supposed to do, which is
9-8.
collapse the pocket with the big O-line guys.
Alright.
Since we're on 4th and inches stuff.
Ready for a show?
To a big
Job done.
Conjure is calling.
Alright, there you go. I think there are a lot of 6 drop taunts. You have this one, you have the 4-7, part 2, Sunwalker, but I think you just played the side quest again?
Yep.
Wow.
6 mana, not 7. What can is it Zephyrus time?
Zephyrus into Nova. That's, and then
Zephyrus into Consecration, but that only kills one thing.
I think if he gets Zephyrus, he goes to Nova, he double trades those things, and he
I
hopes
thought
to
Nova
flank
was
you.
5. Oh, you're talking about Frost Nova.
Frost
Nova.
Nova.
Holy. I was trying to think how Holy Nova would be cast.
Oh, he can flame strike. Wait,
Oh.
oh
Yes, he can because of the Mana Saber.
Alright, here comes 2-7-7. But he has Cone of Cold, so this is okay. Wow, this is Itachi's just trying to live till
Until Reno
Amazing
Reno days, yep. Basedinc with only 2 cards, so not a lot of card draw going on.
I think next that side quest is good, so
True.
probably gonna play the Oasis Surgery with the current hand. Wait, Itachi isn't gonna freeze?
I think he's trying to save his freezes for when he absolutely needs them and he knows he can survive this turn.
Unity.
Okay, that's
He's only got 2 freezes and he knows another big guy's coming out, so...
smart.
And also the Cone of Cold only freezes 3 things, so you can see
Ooh,
that
we
would not have been
have
enough this turn.
Luna into Nova, potentially. Get some
Some
card
draw
going.
going, yep. It's very interesting.
Yeah.
I
Hmm.
think
He
you
can-
have to first, right?
Yeah, that's 31 damage, so yeah, you have to do something. Could Cone of Cold though? That gets rid of the shield and it limits him to only 7 damage this turn.
Okay.
And he goes ahead and hits in and makes 2 bodies.
Oh,
Lifesteal.
That's
That's
every restore health.
interesting.
This is a good combo of cards because the Ancestral Guardian and Gloss Knight work together. It's their synergy.
Right. But will it help you against a 10-12 and an 11-10? Overwhelming forces storming the castle.
Blizzard's
Have
Another
Flip.
freeze. There's another
Wow.
freeze.
I like the freeze.
Yeah.
And if you hit him with the shield first, like you said, you can renew the shield. But no. Not gonna go for that.
That was, I think.
I see why he hit in, because otherwise he wouldn't be able to get the healing from the 4-2.
But
No, he still could have hit into a big taunt. So.
Yeah, he could have got.
Yeah, I don't know why he did that order.
Maybe he didn't realize.
stumped.
Oh well. We have Amazing Reno. Oh, maybe he didn't hit in because he's just gonna Reno.
Yeah.
Potentially.
Get the most health.
But yeah, it may not have mattered then.
Watch closely as I make everyone disappear.
I love that animation.
Just needs the poof part.
7.
Alright, we still have a freeze. We have Zephyrus, who's active.
Alright, let's see what this
What's
random
Itachi
spell
gonna-
gives us.
Oh, that's right. We have to start with randomness.
Whoa.
Oh,
Whoa.
A 2-die Doomsayer. That's new.
He might just play that 2/9 Doomsayer, because that's hard for him to play against.
Yeah.
Malagos? Alright, let's go big spell.
I'm a little surprised at that.
nice.
The freeze or the poly? Probably the
I'd
poly,
say
right?
poly. Yeah, definitely poly.
Get rid of that big old Emerald Guardian. Or, well, that's one of the big things you can target. Oh, Frost.
Yeah, I think.
He goes for the freeze. I would think. I don't
Maybe
know.
I'm gonna go for a fatigue plan here to try to outlast. He has a bunch of freezing effects. Alright. Oh, this cast first.
Extra pizzazz there at the end.
We're going for
Wow, that what just occurred to me though is what if your Reno does like a Shadow Word Pain and kills your own Doomsayer and it doesn't go off?
I know.
So perilous, the things that could happen here. It's crazy.
Oh, he runs an
We must
Albatross.
stop this corruption.
Might be a little too late, but he still has Zephyrus in hand for Itachi. But
That's actually huge. I have definitely seen that card being run in a Big and Druid, so I'm not shocked we didn't see it. Well, we haven't seen this deck yet. We did not see it in Itachi's Druid, but interesting tech choice.
for sure.
Um,
Oh,
Wow.
so Itachi can clear that 8/10 with the Reaver, the Aeon Reaver, and the Frostbolt. But I like playing the Giant. No, we don't have Conquerors. Play the Aeon card. Yeah.
Your future is no more.
And then Frost, so he's fetching 12. So now Itachi's the deck that's in those, or in the He's made a comeback.
Is it counterspell? No, mirror entity.
Mirror, because
So
Itachi base is
Yeah.
thing.
Definitely smart against a deck that plays big minions to get a free one of your own.
This looks like
You have legendary skill.
it's going to
my friend.
Itachi. Wow.
That is
Inferno. Alright,
And-
no BM. Perfectly.
very
Mage
impressive.
gets through. Reno does his magic tricks, and we're at a 2-2 tie.
So it's an Ambiguous Druid mirror. With one teched against Highlander, which is base, and I don't know what else. Maybe Itachi has one too, but
Well,
Not
Itachi
with
ran a Spellbreaker. That was the tech card we noticed in his
Yep.
deck earlier.
Yep.
I don't know that he ever played it though.
He didn't.
So I don't know.
No, he didn't play it yet. So I don't.
Neither one knows the tech cards. We know, but they don't.
So we get the Albatross and the Spellbreaker.
I think the Spellbreaker is way better for Itachi in this matchup, especially with those big
Class
taunts
is in
being able to
session.
silence and
Perhaps
just push damage.
archaeology could be our subject.
So it
Oh,
might
gosh.
be.
Yes, and you can even get rid of the Reborn on the Winged Guardian, so
Yeah.
that's that could be a strong play.
We have double Embiggen, and we have no
Oh, that really so far looks good for Itachi.
Embiggen. Oh,
Good
man.
jump. That's for sure. One.
Is he gonna
Does he do the 2?
save?
No.
I think he's saving maybe if he gets Breath of Dreams. He might be just playing next turn. We'll see. But the early turns.
Yeah, it's an interesting strategy, only playing the one. I guess you just try not to price yourself out of the market. Make sure you have plays you can actually afford here early in the game.
Yeah. Because if
But now that he got that 3-cost minion, he knows he has a play next turn.
if he did play the second minion, that would have been a 4 cost, so we wouldn't have anything to play on 3. So smart by Itachi. Oh, we have an Embiggen on the other side. Everything's becoming big now.
I guess I'm a little surprised he didn't coin out that 3 last turn and just did the hero power. But I guess then what do you do on turn 4? So You don't want the big gap.
So now
See,
he's got.
now on 4, he's a 7/7. Which
Unfortunately, Scale Rider only does 2. Will not take out the
he's
5
probably
power.
gonna trade. Have a 7/7 to contest.
No.
We getting
Yeah.
face there?
I was thinking go with face.
Just because it's a ton, right? So.
But I guess, but it was targetable, so it dies to swipe. So that's probably why you don't risk it. So the trade was probably better there.
So these albatrosses will not be in big end in Itachi's deck. Oh, is he just gonna? What? Itachi wants albatrosses.
Yeah.
I guess he just doesn't want his 7/7 to die because that's a really good minion. Base can kill
He can.
it.
They can also bring out the their own Leroy. Get rid of the 7/7. My math was bad. I forgot about the 3/3s.
Good choice by Base because if she chose the +2/+2, then they wouldn't have the so at least they have that one little chip damage. But Itachi's got the cards. One Wing Guardian. Are you gonna play? Probably not.
I don't know. Is that worth silencing it right now? I just don't know. Doesn't.
I think that Spellbreaker is gonna be used when Itachi has some sort of lethal, and then Base tries to play spell thing or a Wing Guardian, but Itachi is going back and forth.
Just gonna do tit for tat here and put the same body down.
My big minion versus your big minion.
They run Witching Hour, right? Blue. The big druid.
Some lists do. Not everybody does that. It's really kind of a 30th card a lot of times. And a lot of times when you run a tech card like a Silence or an Albatross, you're not going to run the Witching Hour. So it'll be interesting to see if either one of them found room for it.
Oh, this might be an evasive worm here. Power turn. Push that 6 to the dome.
Got the mana for hero power to take out the 6/1 if he wants.
I think
That's what I expected, but I wasn't sure.
So now, he's kind of looking good for Base. Down a little bit.
Another Ziliax. Yeah.
There is definitely a potential for lethal here because if Base has to face tank the remainder of the Wing Guardian, that's 15, and swipe is lethal. Hero power would not be because of the 1 armor, but
So many
yeah, this is looking
contradictions.
very dangerous.
What is double swipe on? Oh, you can't because it's a spell. That's right.
He would have to double swipe face.
Well, if you swipe the
best.
4/2, the
curious.
7/7 can take out the taunt. The 1/1 can finish it off. So I think maybe a swipe on the remainder of the Emerald Explorer could work here.
Standard time run low.
It was 2 5/5s. He might just want a Ziliax and heal.
Unity. Precision.
Oh, and he's not the That's really good.
Always the
Healing is
dragon.
good.
I don't think he's gonna. Oh, he's gonna face. So we don't have any Leroys on the side of Itachi now, but could just play Zone Ziliax, hero power. Or you might play the evasive.
Evasive is going to prevent the healing because of the shield, so it's going to be able to take out Ziliax without giving any additional health to basedinc. So that's a
curious.
pretty strong play.
But then that 7/1 makes things awkward. So he might just want to full clear, leave off his 7th there.
Ziliax does the same thing and allows you to have the hero power take out the 7/1.
And
then I'm going face with the 5/3 probably.
looks like
Yep.
Itachi, great.
I'm going to
Setting
keep
up
him on the
feed.
ropes here. even though they gives them the option to take out the 7/6 with the hero power, you don't want to do that when you're 11 health. So yeah, it's a tough spot.
I can see an evasive worm coming down this turn, definitely to prevent that healing. Because base is gonna get ahead or try to have a board. But we're probably gonna see another evasive worm from Itachi now. And it's gonna keep going back and forth. Or
No.
no, I think he's gonna play that 9/7. Oh,
But you're
so
gonna do the Breath of Dreams first, right? Because you don't need the hero power this turn, do you?
gain 1 armor. Just keep chipping away. Because eventually,
I guess you have enough plays because you can win Guardian next turn.
yeah,
You're not ramping at this point. Everybody's at 10 mana, so
you have
maybe
swipe
that's the way to go.
for lethal. You have place in hand. That's lethal for a tot. Because Spellbreaker gets rid of that Wind Guardian like we were discussing earlier. That's swipe.
Yep. That's it.
So that tech
Your
card
magic
came
shall not
mighty handy.
It did, in fact, win the game.
Wow.
No more
Itachi
really-
comes back
You
from
have
down 2
legendary
to 1.
skill.
That was a
Legendary
really good
skill, my
series.
friend.
I really enjoyed watching that.
Back and forth, we had a lot of very even matchups where one deck wasn't strongly favored against the other, and the cards seemed like they were played pretty well on both sides, as we expected.
That was what I expect of a 1 seed matchup, a good back and forth between 2 really good
Yep.
1 seeds.
Some big time strats going on. Let's even get Itachi in here for an interview. See what Mr. Man says. Great games by basedinc. Thanks. It's their first time streaming, so probably a little bit of nerves, jitters, plus with the spectate, the distraction of the spectate there at the very beginning. Both players did awesome. As expected. Still waiting on confirmation from Itachi. Maybe he's still hammering out statistics and how they played and all that jazz. So, what was your favorite matchup out of that showdown today, guys?
I think all the games where the mage was in play, so the Holy Wrath versus mage I enjoyed, and then
Yeah.
the mage comeback against the Embiggen Druid on Itachi side. Both were my favorites personally.
Well, looks like Itachi is unavailable.
Oh,
He just
Trying
dropped
to-
off. Yeah,
gonna pull based in for the interview.
well, I don't think he saw my text, so I'll just DM him in for a sec if he can. If he can't, no big deal. Seeing what his DM says, we'll wait a couple 30 seconds, and if not, we will go about our day. Okay, so yes, he's willing to jump in, so give me a quick sec. So you can get him in here. Here he is. He's coming. Hey, what's up, Itachi? If you can hear us.
Yeah,
Congrats on a fantastic win.
much appreciated.
You did some wonderful mage work.
Yeah, missing lethal against Holy Wrath Paladin after the Conjure's calling.
Yeah, we are actually. I didn't really see that, to be honest with you.
Well, it helps to have an 8 damage frostbolt, but I wasn't sure if you had the mana for hero power. I guess you did have it there.
No, it was I shouldn't have attacked with the Undasta. She was at 8, and I attacked into Shivala to put her at 9.
Oh, right.
Oh,
Yeah.
right. So if you had held off, but
I didn't
yeah.
like it. The rope was burning, and I was like, "Oh, a minion that can rush." I was like, "I guess
Yeah.
I'll attack." I didn't even see the melee until after I attacked, and I said, "No freaking way."
It was like, yeah, I was talking about that turn, how like when you did the Shadow Madness into the Conjurer's Calling thing, that was really smart. So he doesn't get or she doesn't get the 9/9 back. But then yeah,
Yeah,
that whole turn, I was like, if you probably could rewind it, there probably were some things you could have made. But for what happened and how much time you had, I think you did very well.
I appreciate it. I don't know. Once I saw that I had the 9 drop, I was like, "Do I need to conjure to like go for King Crush?" And I kept trying to count other lethals, but they weren't there.
They should really give you 5 minutes for turns like that, right? Because there's so much to think about.
20 more
But
seconds,
not
and
the way
I
it works. You don't get extra time just because your turn gets crazy. And Mage has some crazy turns.
for sure.
We were actually poking fun at a play you did where there was only one man and minion on board with the mage, and you threw the Reno out there.
Yeah.
Yeah,
But it turned out to be a good move because it got that minion off the board, and you're able to put more damage to face. So
I was trying to prevent her from clearing the Siamat.
mm-hmm.
So I was like, "Am I gonna Reno this one?"
Well, I was
What else?
just thinking, saying to the guys, there might have been just almost a dead card at that point because the Holy Raft doesn't throw a whole lot of minions on the board in the first place, right? So
Well, if she had had less cards in her hand, I may have saved, or like 7 or 8 cards, I would have saved it. But
right,
because of Acolyte and tried to like overdraw,
yep.
but that wasn't gonna work out.
Well, it worked out very well for you. So
And
you're
double and big in strength and numbers. Breath of Dreams was like the scariest thing I've ever seen. I was like, "There's no way I win this game."
yeah, you were almost at the bottom right portion of it when they busted out the
I hit the
Biggins.
settings button. I'm not even joking.
I could sense that.
I was just gonna be like, "All right, you got it."
Yeah. Double and big into Breath of Dreams to it was pretty funny to see. But that's what you expect with Embiggen. And you had some pretty good draws actually with your Embiggen Druid too, with getting the double zeros at the start on I think both your.
Oh yeah, definitely made a difference at that last game. I thought about tossing one of them like really hard, and I just decided that like, well, got a YOLO. It's a high roll deck, so like if I don't high roll the mirror, then
Yeah.
like, what else am I gonna do? I knew I had the one like spellbreaker, so I was just like, maybe the spellbreaker comes through.
Yep, we were actually commenting on your last the fifth match there with the mirror where you staggered your Embiggen play to basically play the Embiggen on the second turn. So.
Oh yeah, because I didn't have a play until like turn 5 or 6
right.
or something.
Yep.
I was so scared to draw exactly what I drew and not be able to play it without coin. I wanted to save coin.
And that's exactly what Blue said. Is just kind of do two things: make your opponent think you don't have the second Embiggen, and then basically have zero play on the following turn. So worked out very well.
I was super glad you guys were able to come on. So I also appreciate you guys coming on and on a Sunday afternoon. That's really dope of y'all.
Yeah, it's great, man. I don't mind doing casting like this, and especially with these two all-stars here.
We're just here to see the world-class plays, man. So thanks for showing us that it wasn't a beatdown. It was kind of like a heavyweight fight back and forth. And when her rogue kind of came back and turned it around against your druid, you were kind of against the wall there for a little bit. Had to get a win with the mage, and it worked out for you because you didn't really want to bring that druid into that holy paladin. But it was kind of awkward there for you.
I'll be honest. Once I got the first matchup I wanted with a rogue into the paladin, and I was like, okay, that's cool. And then I got the druid into the rogue, and I was like, "Oh my gosh, am I gonna 3-0 this?" And then I lost, and I was like, "Oh wait, this is bad for me. Like this is so bad." And I was just like, "I've played a lot of Embiggen, I've played a lot of Mage, so I figured I could try to figure my way out of something."
Yeah. So you like the new Reno hero?
I'll be okay. So the first time I played the card, I discarded like Alex because it played Soulfire on my face, and DQ Alex went for my head. And then I was like, all right, that's fine. And so I made Zephyr's Tyrion board into their like nothing, and then they were just like, they didn't have very much after, and then it played Plague of Death, and I was like, all right, this card sucks. The only reason I put it in is because she had Druid, and I was like, all right, well, I guess if I'm gonna beat Druid, I'm either playing Polymorph or this.
Yeah.
Polymorph felt really bad. I was just like, if I can stall Torino, then I should win the game. Unless he doesn't want me to, then well.
Yeah, you get some good luck there with some of the freezes that were coming up. Your blizzards, your Cone of Cold that you chose, I think.
Yeah, the whole plan was just like, oh, freeze, I'm gonna take it, stall for Reno.
Yeah. Well, I think that about does it, but I appreciate you jumping on here and getting on stream there with us. So congrats on the win to you and your team.
Appreciate it. Hopefully we'll see you guys again soon.
Yeah, Blue or Diamond, you guys got anything else for Itachi?
Thanks for the good match. It made my Sunday morning.
Awesome, thank you.
Yeah, he's on West Coast, that's right.
Yeah, that was a very interesting match, and I don't know if it means anything. It was interesting seeing the Rogues get wins right away and the Druids kind of floundering to the end. They had some really big minions, but I wonder if it's how strong are these Druid decks, even with the double and biggins kind of getting shown up a little bit by Rogue today.
Yeah, I know.
When they're supposed to be favored. So are they as strong as we think they are? It's interesting.
I think I'm just gonna stop playing high roll decks too.
Well, you have to stop playing altogether in this meta. I think every deck is high rolly, so it's just kind of you gotta draw well. You can't win without drawing well in this meta, and it's can be a little frustrating sometimes. But you hang in there, and you got the cards when you needed them, and won the last 2 games. So, congrats to you and your team on holding on to first place and gold.
Exactly.
Thank you very much.
Oh yeah, you guys won the week, right?
Yeah, that was the week. So the other 2 matches they're relevant, but they are ineffective to the outcome.
Wow. Nice.
Cool. All right, well, that pretty much wraps it up for our Sunday Showdown. So I'd like to thank Blue Spartan and Diamond for jumping on and helping out casting. There is another match, I think tonight. I'm just trying to double check who is playing. It's at 9 p.m. Eastern. It's going to be casted by Diamond, I think Big Ted. So we got the Hero Series with Disco, who's 4-1 on Team No Pros here, versus Alien Santa, who's at 3-2 for ATL. So if you guys want to tune in a little bit later on tonight, which would be 9 Eastern or 10 o'clock my time since I'm on Atlantic. And Western, that's what? What time is that?
What is it? 9 EST is 6 PST.
6 PST. So there you go. So with that, I would like to thank everybody, and thanks for tuning in today, and we will close her out. Have yourself a great day.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye.